Well, we did a quick break because we just had so much stuff today to get to, and we got really important things to talk about here with Scott Schweitzer from Bakersfield Speedway, coming off a huge weekend of an emotional weekend for everybody out there because it was the Mike Mosier Classic, and two, we had some tremendous competition here, perhaps arguably, I don't know, Griff, if you'd agree with this or not, but maybe some of the best competition of the season there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that pro stock race was great. Almost I looked at what was going to happen in the IMCA modified race because Lee Jensen goes up high and takes the lead with just over a lap to go to get the win in that division, and some really good racing. And then the modified race is the best race I've seen this year, just because there's a full field and the traffic, and watching those two leaders weave their way through traffic, and it was just fun to watch.
We'll show some highlights of that in a minute, but Scott's here, and we have racing coming up this weekend. Chris, show the schedule real quick if you don't get a chance. Skip everything else. Let's get right to the schedule. There it is. We got the West Coast late models, hobby stocks, American stocks, IMCA stocks, and hard tops this weekend. And then the next couple weekends, we've got hobby stocks, mini stocks, NMRA, midgets, mod lights, mini dwarfs. That's on the 12th. And on the 19th, the modifieds and sport mods come back along with the USAC midgets. So that should be a great show on the 19th.
Yeah, with September coming up, our last month before the Bud Nationals, and we got a stout schedule. Got a lot of things going on. Everybody getting ready for the Nationals. So looking forward to September.
How many guys went to Boone from Bakersfield?
You know what? This is kind of a light year, actually. I know Ethan's got a car back there, and he's going to fly back there. Austin and Brendan Fry, the brothers, went back there, and Terry Henry has a car. I don't know exactly who's going to drive it, but the Frys actually hauled Terry's car back there, and someone's going to be driving for Terry back there.
Hey, so Austin Fry and Roger Holder, they could be like drag racing, and they could be like double duty on the all area team.
Yeah, Austin's driving other people's cars in the drag racing stuff, and he's getting some rides. And Holder, he's got so many toys. You know what he's going to be in.
He don't have enough time to do everything he's got.
Let's talk a little bit about the Mike Mosier night for you and what it meant for you and how it went down for you.
You know what? Just couldn't be more happy how it went down. It was a great night, great turnout of cars. Very emotional for everybody that was there. Unfortunately, Mike was a little under the weather, obviously, so he couldn't be out there as long as that he wanted to. So he was able to. We knew what time the mayor was coming out to do his thing, and so we had planned that at a 9:00 break. So we was able, or at 8:00, excuse me. So we knew we could get told the sons to have Mike out there at a certain time so we could do this presentation to him.
When you made this story, you're going to have to deal with Mike Mosier, but for you, dealing with Mike Mosier has been nothing but a pleasure for the most part. I mean, I guess, right? I mean, that's
absolutely. I didn't know the guy. I'd never met him. When I bought the racetrack, I didn't know any of the crew, any of the people that were still out there, and man, I mean, he's a great guy. And I made this comment to one of his sons. It was a shame that this night is where we heard all these stories. I mean, Mike's a wonderful guy. He's touched a lot of hearts, a lot of people, and we didn't really start hearing all these great stories and the things going on until Saturday night. So we're all praying for him. He's in good hands now with his kids in Phoenix. Going to get to start seeing new doctors, new treatment, and I mean, I told him we're ready for 2016 to be out there. So looking forward to it.
And he named the tower for him.
Yeah, named the tower for him in this picture with Wayne and Wendy Dotson, because Wayne was instrumental in getting this race together and went to the trouble of finding pictures of Mike Mosier's old car, what it looked like, and had his car wrapped in it. And it really was humbling for Mike to see that.
Yeah, it kind of took his breath away. He was kind of shocked. But, yeah, Wendy and Wayne were huge about that. Went out there and got, 20 different businesses to all pitch in, and got a huge list of people. And they were really the backbone about this, and we got together and put this all together, and it was fantastic what Wayne and Wendy did. And, yeah, Wayne duplicated his car, and it was super cool to be able to present that to Mike and let him see it. And so the whole night – for Mike, about Mike. It turned out good. We dedicated the tower to him. The mayor was there. They proclaimed it Mike Mosier Day, gave him a key to the city. So
Nice. Very good.
And as Scott said, the ironic thing, 86 cars checked in at the back gate. Mike Mosier's old number, 86.
Nice. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Very amazing. And then the competition side of things were just fantastic. And let's take a look at modifieds and some of the pictures. Tom Mock, by the way, has been shipped off to Iowa, and Mr. Heckman had a heck of a race there, Mike Griffith.
Mr. Heckman had a heck of a race, as did Mr. Hogue, and the fans got to see a heck of a show, I think. I mean,
yeah, who would
that's
have
worth
thought the
price.
first 25 laps would have been caution-free the way they did it? Because we did a little different style, ran 50 laps with a 10-minute break in the middle,
Yeah.
and man, they clicked off 25 laps without no caution. So
Yeah, they were in traffic about 12 laps into the race, and Heckman was leading the way about 2 laps, about the 23rd lap. Hogue took the lead, and so you're thinking, well, that's going to be it. You know, he's going to start up front in the second 50, and it's going to be sayonara. And about 2-3 laps into the second 50, Heckman's got the lead again.
Wow.
So just great racing.
yeah, everybody thought once Hogue's got the lead at Bakersfield, you might as well just send the check his way. But man,
Did he have to give the keys back? Did he have to give the keys
I
back?
think he
Is
had to
that
get the keys
award?
back because he got the lead with 8 laps to go, and then this man makes a move on the high side. Coming to the white flag and gets around, and the Hogue got stuck behind a lapped car in turn 1, and that was enough of a cushion. He wasn't going to catch him.
This is one of the best
He was
pictures.
pretty happy about that
Yeah.
win. One of the
and
great
everybody,
pictures.
the thing about Kyle too is, I mean, he started out having a great year, leading points and all that. Well, then he got shipped off at work, and he's been gone for a couple of months, and
Wow.
got out of the seat, and he came back and won in Hanford, and he's been doing some winning. So it was a great year for Kyle for what he's been through, and a great night of racing for him.
And you can see how big the field is here in this video, Mike. And this is I
when
think
they're
this
going
video.
through traffic right here.
Well, I think the success of this video, which is one of our most viewed videos of the season, shows how much interest was in this race and how competitive it was.
Yeah, I mean, it was just riveting to watch it because, the traffic can be your friend or your foe, and they both got through there amazingly clean, and it was just fun to watch. I mean, kind of a 2-car race, but it sure is fun to watch when you're having to weave your way through all this lap traffic and fight the track, which the highway was the fast way around early. Then it looked like the low side was going to be the winning move, and it turned out to be the high side. So
I think that's the best part about dirt racing, quite frankly, is just the fact that the track just is never the same. It's just never.
Yeah, it's constantly changing throughout the night. And it was a tricky track. It's been real wet the last couple of weeks, and we're
was
kind of
that bobble
trying to
for the
dry it
lead.
back out. And a night we could have went out there and worked on it. We probably should have, but with the time factor of all the things we had going on, we really
Right.
didn't have that time. And these guys did a heck of a job. And I mean, I was just astonished. The first 25 went caution free, and then they jumped out there in the second 25 and did another fantastic job and a great battle for the win.
Look at these results here. I mean, look at the names on this list here. Kyle Heckman is your winner. Beats Bobby Hogue, who basically has the keys to the facility. Brad Pounds, who's the points leader, I believe. Cody Laney, Jimmy Reeves, Dalen Coffey, Ethan Dotson, Roger Holder, Steve Nolan, Logan Drake. Any of those guys, Mike Griffith, could win a race, right?
yeah, and Brad was back there saying, he was not happy with the third. He says it was a decent car, but those guys were faster. Cody Laney, he'd won the last 2 races, and he had nothing for him. And the track changed dramatically from the heat races to the end. I mean, it went dry slick, it got dusty, and a totally different track. Just made for good fun racing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to the next class here in sport mods, and this was
Kind
another
of a salute.
salute. There is the 86 car of the race doctor. Look at that. It's just beautiful, huh? Just the picture in the back and everything else. I mean, just a fantastic night of tribute to a terrific man. And there's that car. Fantastic. I think there's Tom Mock sent probably, a dozen photos of that car. There's another one right there. And you get a good idea of the track conditions for that.
Yeah, the track was a little, as Scott says, it's a little rough up there, but it's the same for everybody.
Yep.
That's the whole. It's the same, and you find your way around it. And pretty good field of sport mods too for this race. I mean, so late in the season, and considering that some of these guys, we had some drivers that are going to Boone.
You notice that over in the corner there's if you watch it closely, let's see, whip around, whip around, whip around, whip around. Where's it at? Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. There's a laser cannon over there in the right-hand corner, catching the accident there. That's Tom Mock's.
The laser cannon, the flash going off.
Isn't that what they use to deflect the Imperial troops storming the Hoth in Empire Strikes Back? All right, so let's take a look at the overall results here in the Sport Mod class. There's your winner.
Nick Spainhauer got his first win of the year here.
Yeah, which is hard to believe. I mean, Nick's a great racer, tough competitor, and to think that was his first win, I mean, that's kind of amazing.
And he kind of summed it up finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Billy Simpkins in second, Jason Nation in third, Garrett Jernigan in fourth, and Michael Johnson at your top five. Let's move on now to this race here. This is one you really like. This is the Western Pro Stocks, right?
The Brady Bell on the 54 and Lee Jensen on the 72, and it sure looked to be Brady Bell's night until Lee decided to take the lead with just over a lap to go, and then he just shot in front once he had the lead. So
Lee Jensen, how many wins does he have in this? Is he won 3 or 4 times now?
I think he's won 4 at Bakersfield.
Yeah.
I looked that up the other day.
He's tough to beat there, especially in that street stock. Lee does all the work on that car, and he's got it set up well, and you can never count Lee out.
And he's got that beard now. He's got the mountain man look going on, kind of like this. Seems to be the thing these days, although Ricky Childress Sr. shaved his.
Yeah, he trimmed his up a bit.
Well, I guess because we shamed him.
I think so.
I put it up on our Facebook
that
page.
Was the greatest. That's the greatest winning photo we've had all season. Was of Childress.
I think he joined the Dollar Beer Club or whatever. the info you sent over to him, he went ahead and joined it and trimmed it up.
All right, Lee Jensen with the win over Brady Bell. Steve Drake was there. Clay Daly in fourth, and Lonnie Welch in fifth. Moving on now to
American Stocks. Yeah, this race, this really hurt. We had that first picture of Brian Childress, who was tied with his cousin, Tracy, for the points lead coming into this race. And Brian had an issue and did not finish. And I think he's about 16 points back and not a lot of races left.
And the winner of the night was Eric Simmental, a name we have not called yet, I don't think, this season.
Yeah, Eric's a prior racer for us, raced some other years, and has had this American stock and was finally able to make it out and put on a great race. I personally didn't get to see this race. I was actually up at the front getting Mike loaded up and off and missed this race, but I heard it was a good run.
And Don Meade in second, Dakota Brown in third, Nicholas Johnson in fourth, Mark Irwin in fifth. Moving on now to the mini stocks, and this was a pretty awesome gesture here by Tina Bell, the points leader in the mini stocks. She donated all of her winnings to Mike. I think that's what
absolutely. That just sums it up. How the impact Mike has on the people out here for Tina to do something like that. They just love the guy, and everybody was out there, and hearts were filling for Mike. So.
Very good. All right, I think that's
a pretty good deal because she works hard. She works a couple jobs to pay for this, so she can have some money to go play and race, and so. That money you win can go back into the race car, and she just felt she had to give it to Mike, which is just a great gesture.
All right, so this coming weekend, get out there, Bakersfield Speedway, go see these guys. They're doing some great work out. It's a great family. Have a cold beer, have a large Coke, have a deep fried burrito. Take care of these guys.
Yep.
Get out there and enjoy it. Scott, thanks so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Mm-hmm.
That's all the time we have for this week. We'll see you next week here. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page as well.